We are live. I should have. You asked me if I was ready, but you didn't tell me my horns were also going to be in this live.
The horns are out. What is going on, amigos? From
Puerto Vallarta, Mexico.
PV, Vallarta, Puerto Vallarta, Puerto Vallarta.
Puerto Vallarta.
Go ahead.
Go ahead. Well, let's first by offering a disclaimer and that we have nothing to say. We just wanted to hop on here and chat with you guys because a lot has changed since the last time we did one of these lives. So we wanted to sort of check in with you guys and
just say hi. Yeah, having doing these lives and chatting with you, whether it's on Instagram at Connecticutans or Twitter at Connecticutans or Facebook every day in the mornings or on here on YouTube is always fun, especially when it's kind of in a somewhat unscripted and just low-key Sunday format.
Before we get too much further, we'd like to thank our patrons of the day.
Zach Wynn and Omar Lopez
Ortega.
Thank you so much, Zach and Omar and the rest of our community members, patrons, and for all of you for joining in. We've got Augustine, Ruben, Yolanda, Luis, Gerardo, Jorge, Gabriel.
Dang.
Terry.
Terry. You let down the Spanish names.
Hope y'all are all having a beautiful Sunday. We posted something on Instagram, and we think you all will enjoy one of these questions that comes from someone you all likely know.
This question comes from Los Perms, our amigos, the Perms, who we miss dearly. Yep. How many Little Caesars pizzas have you eaten this far in July? Little Caesars is by far my favorite food, and I happen to know that the Perm family loves Little Caesars too. So
do they, or do you just send them pictures every time?
No, like our
I think the kids love Little Caesars. Okay, D'Amica and Justin really like it.
Thank you so much, Alejandro. Our very first super chat.
Super chat.
Anyways, our friends, the Perms, also love Little Caesars, and so our entire WhatsApp group message is pretty much Little Caesars pictures back and forth. How many have we eaten in July? I think only one.
Yeah,
maybe
because
two.
Here in Vallarta there is a Little Caesars.
We haven't been yet.
But it's not close.
Someone said Little Caesars is disgusting. Block them.
David.
Thank you, David.
Thanks for the super chats. Little Caesars, I don't know. It's better in Mexico than it is in the United States. So if you don't like it in Mexico, don't have it in the States.
Yeah. Okay, let me see if I can find any others.
What are y'all doing? Elliot is from Aguascalientes.
I thought this was a pretty good question. Outside of Mexico, what other places spark your interest in visiting? Thank you. This is our amigo Juan Gomar, who we just met in Oaxaca, actually. I don't know. I kind of wanted to let you guys answer this. What places would you like to come vicariously with us in our videos? What places would you guys like to visit?
I
don't really know.
What places spark interest? Obviously, Poland. Well, I don't know if that's obvious to you all. Yeah. We have a brother-in-law. We have family that's Polish. Yep. And if any of you all saw the video we did with our Polish family, you know there are some Polish-Mexican ties.
Yeah. I don't know.
I don't know. I think everywhere in the world has something different to offer.
China. I would love to go to China.
Yeah, Asian culture seems so very different than Western culture than what we're used to, whether here in Mexico or in the United States.
Someone said, "Hey Goyo, nobody told you that you look like DiCaprio."
No one has.
Everyone always does, and that's why his head's so big. Thank you, Chinelo Mochilero. Saludos.
Chinelo Mochilero.
So much for your super chat. We really appreciate that.
And no Guillen?
No Guillen. I like to bag it. So those from Colorado Springs. I bet your weather is nicer than ours. Okay, one more. What is your favorite food? We'll go with what is your favorite Mexican food?
I don't know. Right now it's tacos.
After this, Greg was like, "We can go get tacos. Vamos por tacos."
Vamos por tacos, eh?
I don't know. My favorite food, quesadillas. So okay, vamos por tacos.
I don't know. Tacos they're simple yet complex. And if you all have not seen the show on Netflix, I don't even know what it's called. It's amazing.
What's that called?
It's beautiful.
I haven't seen it either.
After the first episode about tacos al pastor, I went and had 8. The show's good. The tacos are better. Someone asked an interesting question.
Someone asked a really interesting question.
Someone asked if we've been to Durango. Not yet. That's one place that's definitely on our list.
The interesting question I saw was, are tacos in Mexico better than they are in the States?
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
Sorry.
Oh, yeah.
No, there's no dumb question.
But to be fair, in the U.S., we hadn't, before, now that we've gone back to the United States after living in Mexico, we've had a few places that were like pretty traditional Mexican tacos and not like gringo tacos, not like Torchy's or something, although Torchy's is pretty good.
Oh, yeah, we actually.
But they're kind of expensive and just you got to have tacos in Mexico. Even like the best taco in the United States is not as good as the best taco in Mexico, just simply because of like, you just need to be in Mexico, right?
Agreed.
Right?
Yeah. I think
but
so too.
with all that said, send us some taco recommendations in the States because we do have a trip coming up to see some family and, well, we're going to miss tacos.
All right. Do you want to show them our goodies?
Yes, we have some goodies. If you all have not seen, we'll make it brief because I know many of you have seen these and actually purchased these, but we still have a few available of our, first off, this man purse, this man bag.
That's not a man bag. This is a woman bag. Well, okay, it can be for men too. Ese grande, tacos de tripa.
Oof.
I think I'm only having those ones. Okay. This bag is for sale on our website, alwayscontodo.com or alwayscontodo.com or siemprecontodo.com. I think there's only 6 or 7 left. This one has my spare change in the bottom of it. That is not included. But these are hand stitched by our amigo Alejandro in Guanajuato. There's only a few of those left. And these really cool wallets. I know a lot of you have already bought these, so thank you for those of you that have for supporting Alejandro. I'll quickly show you guys. Same website. Oh, wait, I'll show my favorite one last. This is the one that's in Greg's pocket right now. This is the crowd favorite by far. I'm not sure if there's any left of this one, the Mayan Warrior. This is my favorite. Not make it dramatic. This is Mariachi Man. Smell like leather, baby.
Cesar, all these are available on siemprecontodo.com, alwayscontodo.com. There's a few other things on there as well. Well, all the coasters sold out from Oaxaca. Cesar had an interesting question. Do we like pedos de monja?
Yes.
Yes, of course. They smell.
I'd eat that.
Riquísima.
Okay, wait. I want to tell you guys what we did today, and then we can tell them what we're gonna buy. That thing we're gonna buy for our videos. So today we went to a VIP movie theater, which I have never been to before, and my mind was blown. Now I think
it was Cinépolis.
I think Greg made a video about a VIP movie theater in Mexico years ago, whenever I still had a day job.
You were out of town.
I was out of town. Okay. And I've never been before, and we walk in, and I'm like a child who's never been in a fancy store. I feel like Greg's like trying to like hold me back, control my excitement. You can push a button and order food and drinks to your seat.
It was pretty crazy.
It is so cool. I've never. I told you
we'll have to redo a video.
I think so too.
We were filming a video where we're at, but then security guards told us to stop. So it's like instead of just arguing with it, we just enjoyed our date.
Anyways,
ate some popcorn.
Watched The Lion King. Anyways, okay. Do you want to tell them what we're gonna buy?
Amigos que no viven in Mexico, or I don't know. Actually, I don't know where it's going.
We watched The Lion King. We did.
We did. That's what we saw. Interesting thing, when we got our popcorn here, this would never happen in the United States. They gave us Valentina salsa with our popcorn, which is funny. It's funny to us because it's like, I understand it, but in the States, like they don't give you salsa with your popcorn.
It was good though.
And for those of you who live not in Mexico, they give you salsa with your popcorn. So don't be freaked out if they give you salsa for the popcorn.
Okay, thank you again for all the super chats. They are going to come in super handy when we get our
GoPro.
That's right. It has been years, literally for years. Greg and I have been talking about getting a GoPro and what that would mean for our videos and sort of what that would mean for like coming sort of like behind the scenes with us. And so we finally are going to pull the trigger soon. We don't have it, but soon you guys will get to come along with us. I think riding on my chest or Greg's chest, we thought we finally gave in and caved and have sort of thought about how that could create a different literal perspective with you guys coming behind the scenes with us, things like that, in the water, now that we're back in a water city.
Well, I think in Vallarta, we want more so than anywhere else we've traveled. We know Vallarta a little bit better, and us like living here and being a little bit more permanently based here. We want to try and do a better job of giving you guys an idea of what it's like for us to live here, what it's like living in Mexico. And I think we're trying to find some ways to, like Hillary said, give you that point of view, give you behind the scenes feel of like when we go to the market or when we go to a restaurant or like to Colin's to get our meat, wherever it's at, just kind of make it feel like you're there with us. And I think that would be just a cool tool. I don't know. We'll see.
Yeah, a different perspective. I know.
When Hillary backflips off the pier in Vallarta.
I don't know about that. I saw somebody do that yesterday.
Johnny had an interesting question about, like, do you ever get bored in a beach town? Super interesting question. I know some people definitely would, but I think actually it's the opposite for us. I think, like, okay, so if you take San Miguel de Allende or Querétaro and PV, to me, sitting at the beach, I can sit at the beach for hours.
Same.
Where like Querétaro, San Miguel de Allende, Guanajuato are beautiful, but like I can only sit in a colonial plaza for so long and people watch. Whereas like the beach, it's like you can people watch, you can get in the water. There's all sorts of different beaches. To me, it's just
it's a personal choice.
Everybody's going to be a little bit different, and maybe that's just the phase we're in. Like we spent the last 2 years a lot in colonial cities. Obviously, they're beautiful. They're amazing.
Yeah, but everyone has like.
But I think we're just naturally a little bit more like.
Yeah, someone commented already. I don't really like beach towns. I like colonial towns better. And I think there are tons of people. Look, we need all types of people in this world, and yada yada.
Best would be both. Mazatlan has a little bit of that. You know, it's not so it's not like Guanajuato colonial, I wouldn't say, but it's like halfway there compared to. I mean, like Vallarta's not colonial at all.
Yeah,
didn't quite have that history, but for us.
Someone asked if you would like to live in Mexico City been away from Mexico City for like 2 weeks, I guess.
Yeah.
And my answer right now is an absolute no.
It's a great city. Obviously, we made a lot of videos about it and love Mexico City, and I think it's one of the best cities in the world. But I mean, kind of like we said about it, it's like we lived somewhat close to Coyoacan, and Coyoacan is beautiful. It's probably one of the best places in the city. It is probably our favorite neighborhood in the city. But you know, for us, I think we would move to another beach town before we moved back to Mexico City.
Yeah.
However, we've moved a lot, so don't take.
Long-term planning. Thank you so much, Jesse Duran.
Jesse Duran from Mexicali with the GoPro Fund. Thank you, Jesse, with the cute dog as well.
Jesse with the cute dog.
Dave says he likes when we show sidewalks, fences, buildings, things we don't see here in Texas, the U.S. And that's true, and I think that's what we're trying to do a little bit better at, like for our Vallarta vlogs that are like not necessarily travel videos. It's just not only show you the most beautiful things and like not even get the best shot. Like intentionally don't get the best like buttery B-roll shots, but just give you a better feeling of what it actually
the sounds
is,
and the
sounds,
streets
the feel,
and
the
sights, the things that we see. And I also think the new camera will allow us to do a little bit more of that as we can sort of keep it rolling more so than our actual camera.
That said,
you guys can't tell.
We don't really know what we're doing. We're still trying, still improving.
Someone said concha or churros?
Churros.
Concha.
Frank, what?
I'm just kidding. Oh my gosh.
Frank says more Mazatlan. Thank you so much for the GoPro Fund, and also from Jose Moran for the GoPro Fund super chat. I thought the daily life makes me happier. Micheladas or what?
I don't know. Micheladas or margaritas or palomas.
Interesting question.
We had a paloma yesterday.
We had palomas last night. It was a really good paloma. Depends on what kind of mood you're in. I think like I don't know. I can't describe what mood you would be in to try each one. Or like there's a tequila mood and there's a beer mood or / michelada mood. I don't know. I'd go margaritas. I'd just go tequila over beer in general for me. But that said, a good michi is good. Most beautiful women in Mexico.
I don't know. Someone said, okay. Things are about to get weird. Someone said Sinaloa.
Oh yeah, I was talking to our friend Chewy yesterday, which you'll see in the video. I think.
Oh yeah, it was Chewy.
Maybe tomorrow or the next day's video.
Thank you so much, Julio Milan.
Do some charales.
Charales. I don't know if you guys saw that, but Greg's mom tried charales, which is like, they're like sardines that are like dried and fried until they're like dried, but they still taste very fishy. So they're crunchy, like a chip sort of snack, but still super fishy. And his mom tried it and was like, "Ooh, this tastes like fish."
They're not very good. And most of you, I feel like, have told us you don't like them either, so it makes me feel better. Alberto, we have not visited Acapulco yet. It looks beautiful though, but we have not been. There's still a lot of places in Mexico we have not been, unfortunately. Someone mentioned border towns, I think on the U.S. side. So we videoed in Tijuana, obviously. Well, if you saw that, we did. We went into like San Diego, Chula Vista, but we were running kind of errands, had to get some stuff across the border for Con Todo, so we did not film that. It was interesting though. I don't know if we told anybody this.
What?
No one was speaking English.
Oh, you're right.
We were in
California.
Whereas like we crossed the border from Juarez to El Paso, and it felt way different. Like it was an immediate change. Almost everybody was speaking English. There's obviously lots of Mexicans, but it immediately felt different. When we went into Chula Vista, it didn't feel that.
Was Chula Vista?
I think San Diego, Chula Vista didn't feel that different to me. We went to Denny's.
We were the only people speaking English.
We were like, all right, we're in the States. Let's go to Denny's.
Don't judge us, please.
Everybody was speaking Spanish. So that was interesting. I wish we would have been filming it, but we were kind of just running around and going. But border towns in the north of Mexico, it's completely different.
Yeah.
On both sides, it's like, I don't know. It's different. And on both sides of the border, I think you feel the border, obviously, in different ways. But whereas, like even in Mexico City or pretty much the rest of the country, you don't feel like the United States like you do there.
Are you down to get the Mexican residents? We are down to get the Mexican residents. We've been declined once, so we're sort of in a cool off period until we try again.
Someone asked about. Are you going back to Querétaro?
We actually spent a lot of time in Querétaro. Yeah. If you search Kinetic Cannons Querétaro, there's bound
we'll be going. We don't have any plans to go back right now. But right now, we don't have a lot of plans right now. We do have plans. We're not gonna tell you all of them.
Okay, you should tell me any of them.
Cihuatanejo. Definitely want to go to Cihuatanejo.
A lot of you guys keep asking about Chiapas, and I feel like Chiapas is like the elephant in the room. It's the elephant on our YouTube channel. It's like, I feel like the one sort of like bucket list or like pride of Mexico that Greg and I missed out on. We're waiting until the optimal time of year, and also to see if we can work with the tourism board in the state of Chiapas, sort of to be able to best explore. But right now is not the best time of year to go, so we've heard.
Dianella says, stop talking about what's going. Just talk about what you're doing. This is the video.
This is what we're doing.
The video is titled, We Have Nothing to Say. We're just talking to you. Why are you angry at us? Why Mexico? Man, that's a good question.
Oh my gosh.
Coming up on 3 years ago, about a week or two ago, is the first time we ever visited Mexico. And 3 years ago, in a few weeks, is our 3-year anniversary of moving to Mexico.
This is July 8th, 2016.
I wore that shirt earlier today. I need to get a new wardrobe.
This is when we came on vacation to Vallarta, and then we moved here a few weeks later. So we had no idea the truth. That's the truth. We came here. Here's us on the Malecon. We came to Vallarta as cute little vacation buds, and then literally moved here a few weeks later. So I feel like we didn't have a plan. Here's us on the airplane moving to Vallarta. We don't look that scared, but I feel like we were super excited and anxious and nervous. And, well, here we are.
Yeah. What else is going on?
Mazatlan, Veracruz? Huh? Is that an oxymoron?
Oxymoron?
I mean, is that a... Terry, would it be hard to live there if you don't speak the language? That's a really good question.
Video coming soon, but we can answer
this a little bit. Yeah, we filmed a video about this.
Would it be hard to live here? I don't think so. Would I suggest that?
Wait, to live where? In Mexico or in Vallarta?
Or let's assume you're talking about Vallarta, unless you tell us otherwise here in a second, Terry. Would it be hard? Not at first. I think at a certain point, I think knowing Spanish would, like, if you're going to buy property or like just like random things, going to the doctor. A lot of the doctors here speak English, but personally, I would want to know Spanish to at least be able to, even if they're speaking English, let's say maybe there's a word or something they don't know, or you have a better way to say it in Spanish, or you can express yourself differently in Spanish. I think it's never a bad. Yeah. But let's put it this way: when we moved to Mexico, we didn't know any Spanish, and we're by no means like super fluent.
Yeah.
But I think having learned Spanish, being able to talk with people, converse with people, we feel so much more comfortable being in Mexico because of that.
I feel like you do need to know a little bit of Spanish. Maybe not from the first day, but like I feel like through like pure safety reasons, like if something happens and you need to get to a doctor or you need to tell a taxi driver where to get you quickly, like I don't know. I think that is like step one to me is like, well, what if you need Spanish in an emergency? And step two is like plugging into your community. We sort of feel like, I don't know. There's an entire video coming out about this.
Video coming soon, so we don't know.
Have you both been to Playa del Carmen?
Yes. Playa del Carmen? Yeah. Well, I think we only did 1 or 2 videos there. I don't think we did a ton. It was kind of expensive. But it was pretty. Does Playa in that area still have
seaweed? I don't know. Sure. Are you guys going to try to get jobs in Mexico with 1,000 question marks? Watch the video Butterfly Spanish, Learn Spanish. Okay.
DDA says, well, I mean, if your husband speaks Spanish, I mean, you can obviously rely on him pretty well and easily. And I have found that actually, I think a lot of people who are here as a couple, it seems like there's always one person that does a little bit more speaking, which is funny because in English, Weta's definitely like the talker and the extrovert. But then somehow
what are you trying to say?
But then somehow I turned into that person in Spanish. And obviously, like with the perms, Justin is extremely outgoing in Spanish.
Yeah, Gray's Mr. Talky Talk in Spanish.
Not compared to Justin. And if you hang out with Justin, oh my gosh.
Justin will make friends with like the neighborhood chickens, the neighborhood dogs.
I looked over, he was talking to a wall. No, obviously.
Oh, we missed that.
But it takes that. So that's why Justin can speak Spanish so well, because he has no fear. Walls. He'll talk to anybody, and it's amazing.
Is Chilongo.
We always have that Chilongo in us.
Someone asked, any major tummy issues? No, we've only actually been really sick once, and it was Domino's Pizza.
Jose asked, why don't you drive around? Well, we don't have a car. So I guess that's just why. We just don't have a car.
Let's see.
That's not like out of the question for time to come. But yeah, I guess that'd be one.
Cats or dogs?
Dogs.
Cats. Thank you, Poodle Roar 55.
Why don't you go to Weta's? We did go to Weta's. But I mean, we didn't stay in Weta's because we were seeing family in not in El Paso, but somewhere out west Texas. So it was quick.
Any other good questions?
Fred, we will never forget Mexico City. We're never going to forget Mexico City or anywhere else. My dad says I have a car at his house. That's a long drive.
Your dad?
Yeah, he's on here. That's a long drive in a car. I don't even trust the car driving to like Louisiana, much less from North Texas down to Vallarta. I don't think you can make it through the mountains down here. Maybe you could make it down the mountains. It wouldn't make the return trip. But
someone asked, do people think you're crazy for living in Mexico? I feel like at the beginning, I don't think people thought we were crazy. I think people thought like I would never do that, like better than me. But we do hopefully have a friend who's coming to Mexico later this year who she's never been to Mexico. And I'm hoping that she'll come. She's on the fence.
Yeah. Well, there'll be some videos coming soon. Someone asked, Marcos, we do not own a house. We're like renting a place right now, and we're actually about to move. Still in PV. to a different place.
I didn't even know what the trick was.
I thought someone asked one that I saw here.
Did you guys leave the U.S. because you're president?
No, we are married. We moved to Mexico before.
Yeah, before the.
Romelia.
Romy.
¿Cómo estás, Romelia?
Hi, Romy. We miss you.
We are married. Come to Colombia. Colombia is definitely high on our list.
What city are you in now?
Right now we're in Puerto Vallarta. It is humid. I wouldn't say it's pretty hot, but Eric, we have made good friends. We're working on the good friends. We've made friends. That's why we came back to Vallarta. It's a huge part of why we moved back was because really for the last 2.5 years,
it's been really hard to plug in.
It's been super hard to plug in, being on the road, it's hard to make relationships when you're on the road. Living in Mexico City is not a good place to live if you want to have any sort of relationships with anybody.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know for our amigos that live in Mexico City, like, do you know your neighbor? Like, do you talk with your neighbor often? Do you say hello to your neighbor? We spoke with some of our friends that are Mexico City, and it's like they know who they are, but they don't really say hi to one another. It's just kind of like
our friends in Mexico City. When we ask them about it, we're like, no, nobody knows everybody.
And it's not that you have to know everybody, but I think that's what we missed. Maybe it's not just a Vallarta thing. Obviously, it's a small town versus big town. Small town, I think you more rely on your neighbor for that little bit of safety and security.
Yeah, someone said
just those friendships. Yeah.
Thank you so much, Ricardo Manso, for your super chat. That'll go straight to the GoPro fund, so we can bring you guys underwater.
Angie, yes, my mom had a great time in Mexico. Loves Mexico. Had a great time. It's her 3rd time. My mom has now been to Mexico City, Vallarta, the Guadalajara metro area.
Yep.
And they just went on a cruise without us to Cozumel. And what do they call it on the cruise? It's something different than when I'd heard it.
Oh yeah, you're right.
Costa Maya is what they called it.
Yeah, you're right.
So they've been to several many places in Mexico. So she keeps coming back. So
thank you so much, Randy.
Yes, thank you, Randy.
Moving to Baja next year.
Beautiful, great weather.
It is the best weather.
Yes, I don't know. So Pamela, my mom, is gone. She's not gone. She's back in the States.
Oh, this is interesting.
Mm-hmm.
Who are your favorite YouTubers?
Oh man, I don't know. I feel like it always changes.
I like H3H3.
Yeah.
And like Maddie. I don't know Maddie's last name.
Apoa or something.
Maddie Apoa.
Haapa. I don't know.
Something like that.
I feel like I watch a lot of like random non-Mexico content, like comedy, like fitness stuff.
What's the other guy we like? He's Maddie's friend.
Peter McKinnon.
Yeah, we like him. He's a good person.
Papa bless. Yeah, that's funny. Is it hotter in Mexico or Texas? Well, obviously, it depends on what part of Mexico. Like right now, the temperature is probably hotter in Dallas. Or my dad told me here soon it's going to be 100 degrees, like 40-something Celsius. But then it's going to be a little bit drier. Whereas here, it's probably like a hot day in Vallarta is like 88, 90 with higher humidity.
Yeah.
So it just feels different. But then obviously there's parts of Texas and West Texas that might be 110 that are really dry. And then there's parts of South Texas that are more like Vallarta, like Houston, Galveston, Corpus Christi is like super humid.
Said that humidity is really bad in Corpus Christi.
Yeah, I mean, Texas is like every time we talk to people or like a cab driver, it's like, oh, Texas, oh, it's desert. But it's like Texas is probably, I don't know the size of the state of Chihuahua, but it's like, or Nuevo León. Yeah. I mean, it's like, it's desert, it's forest, it's the Gulf. You know, it's like a little bit in between in some places. So it has a little bit of everything.
Someone asked about mosquitoes and how those are, I don't think they're that bad yet, but I do remember coming, I feel like, I don't know if it's the right season for them yet. It's 110 in Phoenix. Ooh, that's crazy. 96 in Dallas and super humid. Florida. Saludos, Mexicanans.
Are you guys staying in Mexico for long run? Cesar already did the long run, all right? 80 kilometers wasn't enough. Bad joke.
You know it's a bad joke when that's at the end of your sentence.
When will you guys do another round of Spanish videos? That's a good question. I have some interesting ideas about incorporating Spanish into the videos and making Spanish a theme within the videos. Right now, I don't have any plans to bring back any videos completely in Spanish, but it's not out of the question. I was doing some stuff on Instagram when I had a phone. I don't have a phone anymore, but I did order another one, so I will get another phone. So maybe I'll do a little bit of chatting on Insta. I'm not quite sure.
Apparently, everyone wants me to speak Espanol.
Más.
Like when I talk like that. All right. We said 30 minutes. Any other good question?
Yeah, we're at 30.
What are your CrossFit goals? Are you looking to bulk? Always looking to bulk, baby.
About them gains.
CrossFit goals to work off all the churros and crepas.
I don't know. Just be in shape and.
La Hora Cocinera series will be continued. That's a good question, Marco. Yeah. I'm going to make sometime tonight or maybe tomorrow. I'm going to make like tinga de pollo.
Mm-hmm.
So that might be something good fun. Thank you, Abel. Abel. Consider buying a Sony 4K camera instead of a GoPro. It has better video quality and more options.
Okay, I'll have to check that one out. I saw that Sony came out with. I haven't seen a whole lot of press, if you will, on the Sony.
Where's your phone? Someone asked where your phone is. It's in somebody else's pocket.
It's in someone else's pocket. Oh, that's all right. That's okay.
On that note.
That's all right. I got another one. I got a nice Sony A10 coming my way. I found the cheapest one we could get.
Steve, say hi to my son, Emmanuel.
Hola, Emmanuel.
Thank you, David. Oh. Well, thank you, David, for the super chat.
Yeah. How do you see yourself in 10 years?
Exactly the same. I'm not aging one bit.
In 10 years, I don't know.
10 years? We can't even think in 10 years.
We've only been in Mexico for 3 years, and we've done 20 years worth of stuff. So it's really hard to know where we'll be. MG Tao Mentor.
MG Toe.
Have you been to a place in Mexico that accepted Bitcoin? Actually, there's a restaurant down here off Olas Altas that I believe Andalays that accepts Bitcoin. So if you got some Bitcoin, come to Vallarta.
Come bid it.
I don't really know a lot about Bitcoin. I mean, I know like the headline stuff.
Thank you so much, David.
Thank you.
Super chat for a taco.
We'll have,
Greg's going to have a lot of tacos tonight.
We're gonna have tacos.
In Mexico, cash is king. That sort of depends on where you're at, actually.
I still think it's mostly outside of Mexico City for sure. Mexico City is a little bit more
like you can probably pay with
accepting
Bitcoin.
of Saludos desde Los Angeles. Mexicans that live in Los Angeles, do you say it like gringos say it, or do you say Los Angeles?
Los Angeles.
Or like San Diego, do you say San Diego or do you say San Diego? I don't know how we'll know from the comments, but Hillary full Spanish video?
For a vegan quesadilla, David. Can I just be vegetarian?
LA people say LA. Oh, okay. LA makes sense.
What about LA? That took me a really long time.
We're going to drive down all the Baja. That is like a trip. When we went to Baja, I was like, we've got to do.
Yeah.
Because the whole Baja is intriguing. It's a magical place. That whole peninsula, I think, is just magical. And it's really crazy how much Mexico has, just how big it is, how different it is. And we were talking about Morelia the other day. And in my head, it's like, oh, yeah, what's Morelia like? Like, it just seems so far off and distant. But it's like, we've seen it. It's crazy.
K-Nut.
Para las chelas. Manuel, thank you
for showing me Mexico.
Techno Mike, hi from Seattle.
Pescado. Dang, you guys want us to get fat. Someone earlier asked why we do CrossFit. What are our goals? To eat all this good food you guys are sending our way. This is why.
We appreciate the taco fun, the chela fun, and the GoPro fun. You all are amazing. We hope you enjoyed this little silly chat video. I don't know. Obviously, it wasn't about anything, but we had fun chatting with you all. And we do still have wallets over at siemprecontodo.com or alwayscontodo.com. Daniel. Sorry, it's like I get confused when Spanglish. Is it Steve or is it Steve?
It's Spanglish.
Is it David or David?
Thank you, David, so much, David.
Come on, people, donate. All right, David. We appreciate you.
Yeah, thank you.
Vallarta or Mazatlan?
1, 2, 3.
Vallarta. But Mazatlan is amazing. We're biased. If we had never been to Vallarta and we went to Mazatlan first, potentially our answer would be different. Mazatlan
is just our home with our people.
Vallarta is more similar to Mazatlan than it is to Cabo or Cancun.
Yeah, I think so too. That's a good point.
That's a video topic we're going to talk about at another time. They get lumped in a lot. The shrimp is better in Mazatlan. The seafood's better. Good point, Guillermo. Audio
is getting choppy. We
have not been to Nuevo, but we will. Sonora. All right.
Please don't get too happy. Okay.
Once again, we want to say thank you to our patrons of the day, Zach Wynn and Omar Lopez Ortega. Sorry, that was a lot of names in there. I couldn't quite get them all.
Thanks so much, JG, for your super chat with a note. David made me donate. Thank you so much, David. We'd love to add you to our team.
Hillary needs a puppy. She does need a puppy.
Who said that? Thank you, my scooter 57.
Pamela, it is hot in Campeche. And you can't get in the water like you can in some other coastal cities. Mm-hmm. We're not going back to the USA anytime soon,
There's
Felipe.
So many comments.
Jalapa, Veracruz. We got to get the perms to come back and give us another Veracruz. Veracruziando. Ronda dos.
Yeah.
All right. Bye-bye.
You guys tell the perms that we said come back. Go spam their channel.
Go spam them on Twitter or something. Everybody go follow the perms at Los Perms. I'm assuming
and
it's
make them come back.
Yeah.
Perms. All right.
Perms.
Okay. All right. We'll see you guys later. Someone said you missed the perms.
I don't know.
You do too.
Someone said you don't have a Texan accent.
Well, I reckon we don't.
All right.
Okay. All right.
Bye-bye.
You guys have a great rest of your Sunday night. We're going to go eat some tacos, chelas.
Tacos, chelas.
Fish. I saw fish.
Shrimps,
vegan quesadillas.
camarones.
Okay. Bye, guys.
Bye-bye. Bye-bye.